Alright, what's going on YouTube? So today we're going to compare probably two of my favorite cartridges. If not my two most favorite, they go 2, 3 because I think we all know what my favorite cartridge is. But these two cartridges are great cartridges. I have killed big game with both of these cartridges. Fantastic. They're very similar. The 300 Win Mag, long action, 300 short mag, short action. But ballistically, they're very similar and very close. In my opinion, for ethical hunting, really, you could pick either one and you'd be fine. Because 500 yards and in, there's not much difference, as you guys are going to see, between these two cartridges. Starting with the 3 Win Mag, here's some nozzler load data here. It shows us getting up around like 3,200 if you're, really pushing it in your velocities. I've really found my best velocity my grouping right around 3,100 for a 180 grain bullet. And this is kind of what we're displaying. And for the 180 grain, it's kind of like peak for the 300 short mag and 300 Win Mag. Between 165 and 180, great for big game. Great ballistics, and just going to get out there and reach out there and hit stuff with not too terrible of a drop. The 300 Win Mag is probably one of the most used cartridges for big game hunting, and it's used in law enforcement and military background for all kinds of things. It is just a great round. Getting into the 300 short mag, the Winchester short mag, this too is a very, very good round. I personally took several big game with this cartridge, and it has worked phenomenally. I have used a 165 grain. I've used up to the 180 grain, so that's the grain weight I have used in the 300 short mag. You can get it to shoot very well with factory. You can get it to shoot very well with hand loads. I have had excellent luck with the Norma Bond strikes and 300 short mag. Just shoots lights out. Zero the gun at 200 yards, and you're just dead on 300 yards, 400 yards. You can kind of do your adjustments there. But as you can see, you're kind of going to be pushing to get your velocities right around 3,100 is kind of where I've seen the max for the 300 short mag. I have gotten it above 3,100 hand loading, but that's me. I don't recommend that. Follow the load data. Go from there. Load at your own risk on that stuff. But the 300 short mag really, really, really is a great, great efficient round, and I think a lot of people hate on it. Really, they shouldn't. They should really be trying it out. I think the people that don't like the 300 short mag are the people that haven't played with it, haven't tested with it, and really just not giving it a chance, in my opinion. That being said, I don't think you can go wrong with 300 Win Mag or the 300 short mag. You can just pick either one, you're going to be good to go. The 300 short mag, if you buy that in a light gun, is going to kick the crap out of you. So get in a gun, a little heavier, put a brake on it. But the 300 Win Mag is the same way, right? But the 300 Win Mag is going to naturally be a little bit heavier gun. It's got usually a little bit longer barrel, and it's got a longer action. Does add a little bit of weight. And that being said, they're both not going to be the easiest guns to shoot for your beginner shooter. So I would not recommend this for beginner shooter at all. They got some oomph to them. These are big boy cartridges, but they're both great for big game at longer ranges or even close range. You're going to get the job done. Ballistically, they're very good for a 30 cal, and we're going to kind of get into that right now. All right, so here you can see is basically the ballistic drop chart in a graph where we can see the 300 Winchester Short Magnum is the green and the 300 Winchester Magnum is the blue. And you can see they're very, very similar till about, 260, 280, 300. And then they start to slowly separate a little bit. And as you know, you get further and further and further away, you can start to see them open up a little bit. But they're very similar and very close. And then here you can see, we can actually see the drop in inches and the velocity and energy difference and time of flight, right? So like I was saying, at 250 yards, the 300 Winchester Magnum at 250 yards is 5.5. The 300 Winchester Short Mag is 5.9. That's not even noticeable at that range. At 300 yards, 9.6 to 10.34. Still barely even noticeable. 350, okay, now you're about you're an inch. 400, you're about an inch and a half. 450, you're 2 inches. And at 500 yards, you're basically almost 3 inches difference in drop. Really, 2.5 inches. That is not enough to really decide between these two cartridges, which is incredible. That's why I'm saying you cannot go wrong, in my opinion, with either one of these cartridges. The velocity is outstanding. You're going to get great performance on a game at 500 yards with either one of these. At 500 yards, the 300 Winchester Magnum is 2,241. The Winchester Short Mag is at 2,180. Great velocity at 500 yards. The energy on the 300 Winchester Magnum is 2,000. The energy at 300 Short Mag is basically 1,900. That's amazing. All these are going to knock down your big game, your mule deer, your elk, any of those things at that 500 yards and in. And so therefore, when we talk about how the verse, what's better against each other, the 300 Win Mag or the 300 Short Mag, which one's better, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the 300 Winchester Magnum does get a little more velocity and a little less drop. But, if you want to go with a little bit lighter gun, go to 300 Short Mag. If you want to go with the 300 Win Mag, go a little longer, be a big boy, like that big long case, go with that one. It's shooter's preference at that point, in my opinion, because 2.5 inches of drop at 500 yards difference isn't enough. Now, if you're hand loading these and you're seeing, let's just say 300 Short Mag, where you saw your accuracy was 200 feet per second slower, yes, then I could see a difference. It's going to be quite a bit of difference in drop, but I don't see that happening. And I have not seen that in my case. I own both of these guns. I own multiple of the 300 Win Mag. And they're both tack drivers. And they all work great up in the higher velocity range. That's kind of my rant for the 300 Magnum, Winchester Magnum, and the 300 Short Mag. I love them both. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with 30 cal, in my opinion, at all. They're both great hunting rounds. Let me know what you guys think if you stayed this long and listened to me ramble about this, because I can go on and on about these two cartridges, which I love, the 30 cal cartridges. All right, guys, take it easy. Catch you later.